y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in to episode 13 of Beauty in the Ref. It's your boy DG, joined by my beautiful co-host and Catchy the Great. So look, y'all, we've been trying to do our interviews, and so we said we're gonna dig in our bag this week. We dug in our bag in our Lady Voss archive, and we got a great interview for y'all.
I wouldn't even call it an interview because the way we cut up, I mean, yeah, it was something special. So, y'all, this person was actually one of the most spiciest and greatest centers of the Pat Summitt era. She played in 3 Final Fours, 2 national title games, had a pro career spanning 10 years, and won a WNBA title in 2010. Who is it? None other than the infamous Ashley Robinson. So, let's get it. Let's go.
We're gonna give you some rapid fire questions, and then I'm gonna ask you some more, little meat and potatoes, and she'll jump into it.
Cool. Let's hit it.
Okay. All right. You ready?
Yep.
So, Ash, believe it or not, we're both Texas girls. You're from the D town. I'm from Houston.
Okay.
Okay. So, all of these questions are kind of centered around you being from Dallas, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so the first one. So, let's say you have a taste for fried chicken, right?
Okay.
You have the choice between Williams Fried Chicken and Rudy's. Which one are you choosing?
I'm probably gonna go to Rudy's.
You're going to go to Rudy's?
Yep.
Okay. So, let's say your taste buds change and you want a hamburger. Are you going to Whataburger, Brahms, or good old Dallas faithful Good Luck Hamburgers?
Dang. So I was gonna say Whataburger, but then you put Brahms in there. So I would pick Brahms because they really do have the best burgers at Brahms.
Don't ever that girl to ice cream.
I get
Ice
butter
cream.
pecan.
The ice cream, the shakes, the freeze. Like, I love Brahms. I wish we had them in Houston, but we don't. We got to settle for Dairy Queen. So,
Yeah.
Dairy Queen not bad, but you ain't
It's
got no
not
Brahms.
the same. Yeah.
You in Dallas, you ain't been to Brahms? Yeah, go to Brahms, y'all. Go to Brahms.
Please go to Brahms. It's really good.
Okay, so question number 3. So say it's the weekend, you hanging out with your girls, you in high school, right? It's time to go get a new outfit. Okay, so you have the choice of these 2 malls. And this is back in the day.
Wow. Okay.
Going to Redbird Mall or Valley View?
I would have went to Redbird because it's closer to me. It was closer to me where I live. So I would have went ahead and took a chance and gone on the Redbird.
That's a good chance. Is it still open?
I mean, I know it's still something there, but it's not open. I think it's just an abandoned building now.
Okay.
Yeah, I think.
I'm gonna go research on that and see if it's still open. But I remember like back in the Gap, like Valley View was like the mall everybody went to go to. Like it was like the mall of Dallas.
Yeah, they still have Big T Bazaar.
Oh my God, girl! So when I was in college, I went to Big T's for like the first time, and you can get. Yeah, okay. So he live in L.A. So
Okay.
I need to be exact. Okay, so y'all got the swap meet, but down we got Big T. Like Big T's is everything to us. Like you can get everything. I loved it.
Yeah.
Big T's. I love Big T's. Okay, so let me see what else I got. For you. Okay, so me and him have this debate all the time, and he swears up and down that his version is better. So if you're eating grits, are you eating salt and pepper grits or sugar grits?
Okay, so I don't eat grits because I'm a big texture person, but my mom would make us rice in the morning, and it was sugar and butter in the rice. So I would have probably said sugar and butter.
You know what? I'm cool with that.
Her mom, that's when she was a kid. If she was grown, you still put sugar. You still eat sugar rice.
I mean, my mama make it.
Her mama can cook, y'all. Ashley had put on, so she was like, "Mom's in town." I was just like, "Oh, can I get a plate?"
Yeah, mama made some smothered pork chops with some what else we had? Some cabbage and some cornbread. And I think she had something else on that plate. It was delicious.
You don't get good cooking like that no more. Everybody want this. You don't get good cooking that's gonna stick to your bones like that no more.
Yep. And it took her a while to make it, like she went in there to make my dinner, but it wasn't like a Instapot, or I mean, I love my Ninja Foodie, my 5-in-1 Ninja Foodie. I love it, but it tasted like a mama took their time to make their child dinner.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So if you are cooking, what are you cooking? Like, what is Ashley's go-to?
Okay, my mom makes a really good spaghetti. So every now and then I'll try to do her spaghetti, but it's just better if she has it. But I like to cook everything. Like now with this Instapot, the Ninja Foodie, I like pressure cooking stuff. But I've been making, since I've been up here, I cooked beef ribs twice already since I've been up here and smothered them and stuff. So yeah, that's probably why I gained some weight.
You still look good. Ain't nothing wrong with a little weight gain. Ain't nothing wrong with a weight gain.
COVID-19 weight.
Look, at the end of the day, we Texas girls, baby. The bigger the better. Like,
And don't nobody complain about it but me.
ain't no need to complain about it either. Okay, so this is like my last one. Well, no, I have like two more. Okay, so now, everybody's like, we see like a lot with recruits now, especially elite recruits for the culture, and a lot of these elite recruits going to HBCUs. Now, we know the state of Texas is home to two of the greatest HBCUs. So if I was going to say this or that, but if Ashley was to go to HBCU, which one would you have chosen?
Okay, so I'm a bit biased in this answer because I have two really good friends that are head coaches at HBCUs right now. So I would have went to either Paul Quinn College, right in Dallas, right up in South Dallas, okay, or Wiley College. And I think it's in East Texas. And
Marshall.
Yeah, in Marshall. Camille Little is the coach of Paul Quinn College, who I played a lot of WNBA years with. And then Tiffany Jackson, a Dallas native, went to Texas, played a lot of years in WNBA. She's the head coach at Wiley College. She was with Jordan Brand, and she left Jordan Brand to go fulfill that dream to like give back and be a part of an HBCU. So she's the head coach there.
I love that. Why couldn't they have been why couldn't they have been at Wiley and them when I was there? Okay, but so if you had the choice between Prairie View and TSU, which one would you have chosen?
That's hard.
You got Prairie View, you got Texas Southern,
Yeah, you know what? I want to say Prairie View, but I probably would have went Texas Southern. I feel like I would have had more fun at Texas Southern. Yeah.
You really would have had a lot of fun at TSU back then too, though.
Because I made fun in Knoxville where we didn't have any of our culture really, but
Well, we gonna get on that though, because that's one of the main questions was asked. So this is my last one. So say you're in Knoxville, right?
Okay.
You're going to the club. You have the okay, so let me say this. So you're going to the club, you're hanging out with the girls. Okay. Who are the two girls you're going out to the club with, and who would you trust to put your outfit together to go out to the club?
In college?
Yes.
Okay, so to this day, I feel as though Shira Eli is such a fashionista and she dresses everybody, but I still feel like I'm her number one muse. And I'm one of her best products. Like, she doesn't style me, but everything about me is influenced by her. So she might as well style me every day. So Shira Eli would be who I would go to the club with and who I would have dress me. And back in college, I mean, Tasha Butts would have been right there in my back pocket because we still thick as thieves, but we was thick as thieves back then.
So do we have like any like Ashley or like Tasha Butts stories that you can tell us?
You know what? I was the wild child party girl that came to Tennessee, and that never changed. And Tasha's the more conservative, reserved, make a decisions type. So we have a lot of Smashly. That's my alter ego when I'm drinking and having fun and partying, because it gets smashed. Yeah, I got a lot of Tasha Butts, Ashley Robinson stories, but she won't want me to tell them because she's associate head coach at Georgia Tech right now. So I am not about to get in trouble with Butts because she will call and fuss me out to this day.
So who was the one that most likely got in trouble? Like, who did Coach Summitt yell at the most?
I mean, I was always into something, so I got in trouble a lot, and not like bad trouble, but if there was some trouble to get into, I was going to get into a little bit, but Coach knew what she was getting when she got me. So she didn't try to change me when I got to Tennessee. And I appreciated that. She taught me how to like hone in the party girl, like be the professional on the court, do your job, and then go have fun. And you're not 21, so don't be drinking and stuff. She didn't really like that when we weren't 21, drinking and all that.
Okay. That was pretty much everything for me. For my rapid fire, I hope you enjoyed them.
I'm gonna come in with a couple of questions off the record though. Are you more sativa or indica girl?
You can put this on the record because I'm in a legal state.
Oh,
Me too.
I'm in a legal state, and my job, I'm in a legal state. They don't care about that kind of stuff really, like but at my sativa or indica girl, it depends on what I got to do. Like if I'm in the morning time, I'd be more of a sativa girl, and at nighttime I'll be a more indica girl because indica in the couch. So yeah, but I do a lot of hybrids also.
Yeah, I love hybrids too.
Yeah.
So a certain WNBA legend, we ain't gonna really say her name, but it rhymes with Tiana Taurasi. She said that you, Isis Tillis, Eb Hoffman, and herself, y'all almost could have went to UCLA. Is that true or not? As a Cali fan, I would have liked to see it. But and what was your recruitment like with Pat Summitt?
That was definitely true. Me, Diana, and Isis took our visit to UCLA at the same time. I got there a day later because I had a volleyball game that Friday. So I got there like on a Saturday, and we had a really good time. But I think for all of us, we maybe had too much fun at UCLA. Like it seemed like it was kind of loose at the time. And even as a 16, 17-year-old girl, I knew I have a tough mom. So I knew I needed some type of structure, like somebody that wasn't going to let the party girl go off the handles. And we had a lot of fun on a visit, and we had a lot of fun, but it was maybe too much fun. So yeah, that is a true story. Diana and I are still really good friends to this day. We've been friends since 12 years old. I just love her so much. She just turned 40 on June the 11th. So it was just, I got a lot of UConn buddies: Diana, Barbara Turner, Sue Bird, Swin Cash, Jessica Moore, Ashley Battle. Jessica Moore and Ashley Battle are in my same grade. I just saw Jessica today. Like I don't like UConn. I hate UConn, but I love those individuals. But Diana is my homie. Yeah,
we're gonna edit that part out.
Yeah, because let me tell you something. I mean, I don't like UConn, especially in 03, 04, but we're not gonna talk about that stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, what, like 13, just crying. I was like, no! Wilnet Crockett is still a trigger word for me right now.
But it's a good, you know what? I learned to love UConn girls whenever they were my teammates. Obviously, I won a championship with 3 UConn girls in Seattle, and Diana and I played our first 2 years in the league. And I mean, I don't know, you can ask her, but those are probably the 2 funnest years she had as a professional, and vice versa. We were like 2 little kids getting to like be on the same team for the first time. So we lived it up those 2 years and stayed in a UConn donor, let her stay in a $2.7 million home with 2 cars, a drop top Jag, drop top Miata, a fully stocked wine cellar. We had a pool, all that kind of stuff. And literally we went over there and was like, can I stay too? And they were like, of course you can. So we lived in that $2.7 million home our whole rookie year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Tennessee donors, get our girls right. Come on now.
Come on, Tennessee donors.
Please, Tennessee donors, like, y'all heard that? Come on, they need some money. What's not clicking? Like, get on it.
Right.
Well, it's funny that you brought up the UConn players, because I didn't want to mention, you guys losing to them in a finals. I wasn't really going to talk about the draft because I wanted you, as a Sparks fan, I wanted you number 12. And then when we passed on you, I was mad. What was it like? I mean, some people call it a go, but playing with Sue Bird, and all those UConn players after,
it was awesome playing with Sue. Like, the Sue that I started out playing with is a totally different person than she is now. Like, she's really like found her voice, and I just love to see it. But Sue is super cool. She always been like, they both love hip hop, they know all the movies and all that. Like they always been a part of the culture, meaning like basketball. It's kind of like that mix of Black culture and, hip hop culture and all that kind of stuff. So it was so awesome playing with Sue, and getting to play with Swin Cash. She was probably the last UConn person that I got cool with, but when we became teammates, she's just like a mom, you know, like, don't do that, A-Rob. You don't need to say that. You don't need to post that. You don't need to do that. Go sit down somewhere. What you doing? She was even like that with Nike. She don't like it when I post certain things. So I just respect all of them, and they all, I mean, Sue's arguably the GOAT. Diana is my GOAT, but I don't make her my GOAT always because we're the same age, same grade. So Cheryl Swoops is my GOAT, but Diana would probably be my GOAT if we weren't the same age. Yeah, but I mean, I fuck with UConn people. You know, they're cool. They beat us. That's PTSD for those championships, though. I think about that. Like, Ashley Battle is a very good friend, and that heifer got 3 championships, and I really hate it. I hate it so much.
I mean, you got 3 Final Fours, 2 title games. Can I say this though? I don't know what your favorite win against any team was, but my personal favorite win was that 2002 Elite 8 game versus Vanderbilt.
Okay.
And how Chantel Anderson was acting all cocky at the beginning of the game, and they zoomed in on her crying as the clock went out.
Chantel was one of those that, oh my God, I hated playing against her because, one, she was good as hell and she was big as hell. But off the court, she's probably like a favorite rival. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's a good human. Even to this day, she's just a good human being. And she was so much fun, and she's changed a lot. But changed a lot for the better. You know, we all grow up, but I enjoyed that rivalry. But yes, every time we could sock it to Vanderbilt, I loved it.
I love it. Like, that is one of my. I wish I could find that game because it was
about that all the time. We always laugh about that.
We always laugh about it. Like, that's one of our favorite Tennessee wins ever.
Is that the one that Tasha Butts went off on Vanderbilt one game for almost 40 or something? I don't know if that was the one, but she crushed them.
I remember you were swatting people in that 04 tournament too. Like, Ashley was just not playing. It was just like, it was SWAT City. I was like, dang.
My daddy called it having a block party, but Pat did a really good job identifying what we were great at. And, you know, like, she knew how to build a professional. So even though we didn't win the championship, she still, like, I was like, Coach, I didn't think I was going to get drafted. And I was like, do I need to go to a combine? She said, no, you just played on the biggest stage that you can ever play on. And if they wasn't watching you, then you don't need to worry about going to none of those teams anyways. And she was right. I got drafted first pick of the second round and parlayed that into a 10-year career. So she was right on blocking shots, playing defense, and all of that will give you longevity. It worked.
Little goosebumps.
The greatest to ever do it. The greatest.
Yeah.
Oh, so your junior year, she won her 800 game. Like, do you remember that game? And like, was it, significant?
I don't remember the game, but I got the pictures to make me remember the game. But I knew that we were playing for a great, and like, one of my good college friends is Dominique Redden. She was a freshman when I was a senior. She's married, have 2 kids, all that kind of stuff now. They just had a little baby. But I've just lost my train of thought. What is that? That's the sativa. Wait, I lost my train of thought. The 800th win. What I was saying was, I don't remember everything, obviously. But Dom, she always can bring out Pat's talks and stuff. She'd be a good one to talk to, because she's like, she remembers, like, do you remember before that game when Coach gave us that talk and da 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 da? And I'm like, I don't remember nothing, but thank you for that memory, because all those games run into place. They run together for me, you know. But I knew I was playing for a legendary coach, so those milestones for her was always really big for us, because I mean, she's Pat Summitt, and to be a part of that legacy was an honor to be a part of that legacy.
Quick question: did Pat recruit Katrina also? Because I know Katrina went to Texas.
Yeah, my sister went to Texas. I don't think Tennessee recruited my sister. But whenever my sister went with me in 2012, we went to go see Coach and work out with like Izzy and all that kind of stuff, and go over to her house. And Coach remembered her dementia had already started by that time. But she remembered so many things about my sister, and it was so special, for my sister and I, because yes, coach is going to remember things about me, but she remembers stuff about my sister. So, even like my sister going over there and eating coach's mac and cheese and all that was great because coach remembered those things, that she liked those things. So it was just, she didn't get recruited by Tennessee, but it was a family thing. And so coach always showed love to my baby sister. And, anybody showed love to my baby sister got a special place in my heart.
I love it
Yeah.
because for the longest I thought you, Katrina, and Angel Robinson at Georgia were all sisters. I was just...
Dude, Angel Robinson is working at Nike now. So I'm A-Rob Senior and she's A-Rob Junior.
Wow, really?
Yeah. People get us mixed up. Like she said something on one of the Black Employee Network phone calls, and everybody was like so touched by her words. And people are like, "Hey, what you said was awesome." I'm like, I'm not her. I feel bad when people be thinking I'm one of them, like Angel or Snow. They'll walk up to me, "I remember when you dunked," and I'm like, "Oh, I'm Ashley, not Michelle."
We love you over here. So I'm from Pasadena, California, home of the Taisha Fluker. She was, younger, sophomore, you was a freshman. Senior. Do you remember it? What was the battles like in practice? Did you all, she didn't have a big body, but she used to be blocking them. So how was that?
Ty's a big woman. She's the big woman up out of Cali. I can tell you a few things about Ty. One, Ty has that Cali confidence. Okay. That could be mistaken as something else, and she really didn't care what you thought. But Ty was always like baby sis, always good girl, had a great time with Ty in college. And I guess they can't take my degree away now, but I took statistics and I was just not very motivated in statistics. Ty got me a B in statistics. So she's a smart girl from Cali. And she's so freaking smart that it was easy. She made an A in statistics, and I got a B.
You gotta make it look. You gotta make it look right.
And then on top of that, she's a Delta, and he just loves her for that. Like he just loves her for being a Delta so much.
Like in high school, I used to have her clip-ins. Like when I found out she was going to Tennessee, because me and my grandma, we used to always watch Tennessee. We love Pat Summitt. When I found out Taisha was going to Tennessee, I felt like one of my sisters and cousins was going. I was like,
I love that.
Going to Tennessee. I was telling everybody. Half the dudes at my school didn't even care because they didn't watch women's basketball. But Taisha was going to Tennessee. I was happy. I felt like I went to Tennessee.
Yeah, she's doing so good in life. Like she's a single mom doing it with her 3 kids. Yeah.
Okay, so you played 10 years in the W. Who was the toughest player to guard, and what was your most memorable moment?
Toughest player to guard was Lauren Jackson, who ended up being my teammate for most of my WNBA career. Amen. Because it was just hell having to guard her. Like, she was mean and nasty and rough out there. But, and shooting the 3 at 70% clip, take you down on the block, run the floor, and play defense. Like, it was like, dang, what can this Australian not do? But she would have been the hardest person I had to guard. Lisa Leslie was also pretty tough to guard because she got better every year. She wasn't like a superstar that just was okay with being a superstar. I just remember her getting better every year. So I was like, dang, Lisa got better this year from last year and I got to guard her. But Lauren Jackson would have been the hardest guard or hardest person that I had to guard. And my most memorable moment definitely is going to be the one championship that I have in 2010 with Seattle. I still talk to that entire group pretty much. We have a group chat. We call ourselves the OG7. And it's the Americans that was on that team and Lauren. And we've had that group chat since 2010. We actually just talked about that. So we had that group chat since 2010, but it's just a way for all of us to stay in touch, and we talk every day via that group chat.
Have you guys talked to Lauren about her coming out of retirement? Like, she the Australia MJ, she the GOAT? Like,
have y'all seen what she been doing over there in Australia?
We have.
Well, I hit up Tanisha Wright, who's the head coach of Atlanta Dream, my soul sister. And I was like, listen, I just want to go on record saying we might need to go on and go get Lauren out of retirement from Australia. If she would come out of retirement back to the WNBA, she'd get a job easy. And I bet, she can't hurt her squad. She ain't going to hurt nobody because she's so good. But she got 2 kids, 2 little boys. She just enjoying her time coming back. But Sue playing as long as she played inspired Lauren to like just get in basketball shape again. And that's what y'all see, her being inspired to get in basketball shape and like a clear mind. I just don't, as athletes, sometimes you're partying or just your habits get in the way of just like whatever. So she's doing this with a clear mind, sober, all that kind of stuff. So it's been really cool to watch her journey into being a mom and now coming back to basketball.
As an LA fan, though, it's kind of hurt me to hear all this Lauren Jackson left, because when her and Lisa used to go against each other, I used to feel like that used to be some good battles.
That's some great battles right there. But I got to go with Lauren because she was my teammate for a long, long time. And honestly, I've never, at her size, I haven't seen nobody can do what she can do. It's amazing.
Forgive her for pulling Lisa's hair in the
Olympics. Now that was funny. She said she didn't do it on purpose.
She did that on purpose. I knew she did.
She did that on purpose.
Oh no! So okay, you had a long career. Like, what's your favorite country to play outside of the WNBA? Like,
the favorite country?
Yeah.
I made the most money in South Korea. So my mom always taught me money talk, BS walk. So that was a cool place to go. It was just such a different culture than we have over here. So I really enjoyed that. They were like so professional. You got paid on time. The people are nice. Like, they paid for your groceries. You had a driver. Like, all you had to do is come play basketball. And that was super dope. But I told y'all, I stayed at the party in every country. So I had fun in Israel, I had fun in Turkey, I had fun in Spain, I had fun in Czech Republic. I had fun everywhere because I'm gonna get a best friend on the team, and I get a native best friend on the team, and we get out and we see the country and party and have a good time. I really had fun in every place I played except for Russia. I did not enjoy Russia.
What was that like?
I was in Russia for a hot second. They said, we'll pay you 60% of your salary because we're going to bring in a Brazilian chick that was like 6'6", athletic. But I was there for like 3 weeks, and they was like, we'll pay you 60% of your salary. We're going to bring this other girl. I was like, bet, get up out of this cold place. And I mean, it was nothing to do because it was so cold. And, so got a little change and was bounced up out of there.
Okay. I got 2 more questions. I'm gonna let you go eat. I don't want to keep you too long. If you were the commissioner of the WNBA for a day, what was the first thing you would change or add? And
I really like what they're doing in Atlanta right now. Like, when people go to the Atlanta games, they love it. And so I would want to like kind of have that atmosphere everywhere where people are going to, like, somebody was like, I didn't know whether I was at a club, basketball game, family barbecue, or it was just like they were so stimulated by everything at that game. So I like that from a fan's perspective. So I would try to bring that atmosphere, that authentic atmosphere to everywhere. And from what I hear, what they're doing with the Aces, like the Aces owner, he owns is it the Rams or whoever he owns? Yeah. So he's like, I mean, he brings them in for alumni weekends where he'll fly like every person that ever played for the Stars organization, even though they're the Aces, they were the Stars. So if they play for the Utah Stars, they play for San Antonio Stars, he brings every single alumni that wants to come. Expense paid trip with a +1. So I'm late sending in my request, but I'm gonna be Snowbird's +1, and I think Tasha gonna be Shira's +1. So.
Can I call Gwen Jackson to be her +1?
Can we call Gwen? Like, can we
call G-Dub? I love me some Gwen. You know what? Gwen is one of those infamous people that I got to play with. And we actually played together 1 year in the WNBA because she was in Phoenix 1 year. Mm-hmm. But Gwen Jackson, that is a name that it just makes you smile.
Okay, so my last one, I'm gonna let you go. I kind of want to know where you're eating at, but I'm nosy like that. So I know your mom. Is there anything that you learned from Pat that you find yourself, teach your son or instill it in him?
Wow, there's a lot of things that I learned from coach. One thing that I really learned from coach is being authentic to yourself, meaning everybody had this impression of what Pat was, but once you got to know coach, like people go, "Oh, she was so mean." Yeah, as a coach, she was tough, but not mean. She was tough, but like coach is the person that whenever you were crying over a dude, this happened. She got on one knee and was like, "Is that who you want the father of your kids to be?" I was 18 years old and the answer was yes, because I loved him. But she was also that person that would be like, "Well, I have a friend that saw him over at somebody else's house. So you need to think about that." And it really made you like posture up like, dang, my coach just told me my boyfriend cheating on me. So like just being authentic to yourself. Like coach was our mom. She was our confidant. Like I could tell her, like, even talking about like certain things that I do, I've had those conversations with Pat. And then I just know coach was like one of the best moms to Tyler. I'm pretty sure he would say he had the best mother. And that's what I want with my son. I want to have that relationship to where my son one day will say, my mom's my best friend. My mom was awesome. She was great. And coach gave us that. And she let us in to let us know it wasn't easy for her to have Tyler. It wasn't an easy thing. She had a lot of miscarriages before she had Tyler. So just her letting us know that she's not perfect and life didn't come to her easy, even in something like having a child, was big. And those are the things that I take from Pat. So when I am coaching kids, and I was a varsity assistant this year here in Portland, I just think about those things when I'm talking to these kids. I'm not going to lie to them about who I am, but I demand them to be better. I demand them to, if you're 15, 16, you can't do what I do at 40. So I'm going to be honest with you about who I am as a person, but I want you to get to these certain places. And so certain things you cannot do until you're able and mature enough to do those things. And that's something that coach she never was fake. She was always real, always authentic. And that's one thing that I try to do with my son. I'm not going to sit here and act like I was a pretty princess and just perfect. So.
Love it. I love it. And he's the only child, right?
He's the only child right now. I had him.
He's the only child.
Yeah, right now. I mean, I had my son be a sperm donor as a single choice mom. Mm-hmm. So just being around strong women like my mother, like Pat, empowered me to do something that seems so outrageous. But it empowered me to do that. But he's the only child right now. I'm single. I don't really want to have a second child be a sperm donor. So if there's anybody out there listening, call your girl.
Put the lady ball dating show.
Hey, right. I'm ready.
We're gonna hook that up. Okay, y'all, Ashley single, y'all, if y'all remember her back then, the talk with the blue headband,
Hey. We was always trying to be cute. We still talk about that. Like all these girls are like pretty basketball players, and they get to really self-express as girly. Me and Shara have been wearing full faces on the court, weaves and right. This and that.
I was right. So I was like, Shara was wearing a full face of makeup back then, was she? Like,
yeah.
Y'all always look camera ready, like the lashes and them ponytails. Like,
think about if you were playing in front of if you were on TV playing it or doing anything on TV in front of a million people, you would probably wear makeup.
I would.
Makeup and you look gorgeous too.
How do you feel?
Because Flash.
Thank you.
She got like an older fan base, some would say, and a lot of them, they don't like that. How do you feel about that? Because I'm like, let these girls play. They want to hike their shorts up. They want to wear some eyelashes. It's as long as they put the ball in the hoop.
It doesn't affect your game. Like if you these girls want to play with them big eyelashes on and go out there with full weaves and stuff and do what they want to do. It doesn't affect it has no effect on their basketball. And for women like that, it might affect their basketball negatively if they don't present well. Deion Sanders said, look good, you play good.
I agree. Because a large part of the fan base, believe it or not, they were hating that the girls were rolling up their shorts. And I'm just like, well, y'all used to roll y'all sleeves on y'all jerseys. Like, what's the difference?
Yeah, and we used to be out there. I remember one time Pat was like, now these shorts, nobody's shorts are going to go past their knees. Because we would get our shorts where they were on our waist because she wouldn't let us sag. And we would have our shorts so long they would go past our knees. Now, this day and age, these kids roll their shorts. But Lisa Leslie rolled her shorts. Lisa Leslie tucked her shorts into her tights. She's a goat.
You know what? That rolls me into this. I was gonna ask this. So, the game has changed a lot since you played. Since you played. So with this whole NIL thing, who would you have loved to had an NIL with when you was in college?
I mean, we talk about this all the time. First of all, if there was Instagram when we were in college, I would have been in a lot more trouble than what I already got in, because people used to be telling on us in Knoxville. They tell Pat anything. But Pat will hit us up like, hey, were you somewhere last night? And it's like, well, if you asking, that means somebody saw me and told. So
Don't lie to me either.
yeah, and she would really say, if you lie to me, you're gonna lose your scholarship. And you were like, well, dang, yes, coach, that was me. I was there. I don't know. I mean, I work for Nike now, so it would have been cool to have something going on with Nike. And I always put Nike on that pedestal. But there's so many different brands I think we could have worked with. But I would have had 18 million followers and been real rich if we had NIL back whenever we came out. Could you imagine? Like we were for real top dogs and good. I'm not saying the kids these days aren't good. I'm just saying we were like legit good, like where we can go have these lengthy careers.
Can I say this? There was a time, especially in your era, when y'all would put those orange jerseys on and you would see the other team just cringe like, we're about to play Tennessee. And like I could feel that, like it was just something about y'all that it's not manufactured, it's authentic, it can't be bottled, it can't be sold, either you have it or you don't. Now speaking of social media, you said Instagram. So TikTok and all the TikTok dances. If you was who on your team would have been doing all the TikTok dances, like who would kill those?
You know who would have killed all the TikTok dances? Tasha and Shara. Like Tasha loves to dance. She even will get out there with her Georgia Tech girls and do TikTok. And she's like not into that kind of stuff, but she loves to dance. So she'll go out there and do a little TikTok dance. But Tasha would have probably been the main one doing the dances, and Shara, because they both like to dance. So, they would have been doing that. Lori Moore, she would have been on there doing stuff. Who knows? I would have tried, but I'm not a dancer. I'm more the stand there and be cute type, but I would have tried.
That's all I got. But since you're working at Nike, can you see if we can get some kind of like throwback jersey for the ladies, or like a black uni, a third uni or something? Because why Texas and all these other schools get like 3-4 uniforms? We still got the same two.
Oh, so you're talking about throwback for Tennessee?
Yes.
Balls, not even for the fans, it's for the girls on the court. I would like to see them.
The hardest part is we were Adidas for all those years. Like when I went to school, we were Adidas and now we're Nike. So it's awesome to be able to like go buy Nike Tennessee stuff. But hey, closed mouths do not get fed. You have to say what you want. And so that's something I will mention to whoever's in that department. And I work in Nike Classics. So we're always asking I work in men's. So what throwbacks, OGs, do y'all want to come back? Do y'all have any? Are y'all sneakerheads at all?
Yeah.
Look, the interview done turned on y'all. What Nike? What? Okay, not Air Max, not Jordan, but I'm like retro basketball, Air Force One, Blazer, Dunk.
Dunks. Oh, definitely Dunks. Definitely Dunks. They can bring back the Meek Shocks. They can bring those back.
Okay.
Any kind of Blazers. I used to love the Blazers.
Right, Blazers.
Blazers, if y'all notice, Blazers have made a huge Blazer and Dunk is tearing it up. Air Force One, they're our big three: Blazer, Dunk, and Air Force One. Air Force One obviously is king when it comes to sneakers. But yeah, Blazer and Dunk is doing his thing right now. Snowbird works on Blazer and Dunk, and I work on Air Force One men's classics.
But yeah, so could you just tell the people up at Nike, we want, us fans, we want to see more blue in the uniform because they cheating out on the blue.
Okay.
And I would love to see a black Lady Vols uniform.
Okay, that would be hot.
I would love to see a black Lady Vols uniform.
Okay. The team needs to do that. So I'll find out who I need to talk to, because the blue in the Lady Ball, every time we have some type of blue in our shoes, I'm like, okay, I love the Lady Ball blue. And I know people are like, what is she talking about? And that's my moment to lean in and give them a little Lady Ball history. Well, the blue stands for, but yeah, I feel you. I love when I had my AAU team in Texas, not AAU, it was club. We were called AKR Texas Summit, with 2 T's after Pat Summitt, and AKR my initials. But we got blue uniforms one year, and the older girls wasn't digging it like that, but the younger girls was like all about them blue uniforms. So we tried to bring the blue.
I love the blue.
Yeah, it looks so good.
Love the blue, but I want to see, and the smoky grays were cute too. But yes. I want to see. So how would y'all have liked the smoky grays back then?
We would have loved all of that. Full gray with the orange and blue pops. We would have killed anything. You know, we was killing it just in the orange and white. So if we would have got blue, and we would have got black, and we would have got gray, it would have been out of control. And I don't think the world would have been ready for us. Like, for a girly girl to get to self-express like they get to, I don't know. The sky would have been the limit. I mean, we still did well, but you know, it's just nice to see the girls getting to self-express, and it's taking the hardness out of basketball. Like, everybody wants to say basketball girls aren't cute. Basketball girls aren't this. All basketball girls are gay. Why we gotta be all that? Yeah, a lot of basketballs are gay, but so are a lot of freaking women. Okay. So
right. Just regular women walking out the street are gay.
Yeah. And so what? Gay doesn't equal not cute. And there's so many cute girls in the league. And I just hate when people be like, oh, she made it in the league because she was pretty. Well, that wasn't a positive thing when I was coming out. How did I make it in the league when I was pretty? That was a negative thing. Like, because I mean, I don't know if I'm pretty, but I self-identify as pretty.
Oh, you're gorgeous. No, you're not pretty. You're gorgeous.
Thank you. My mama's face. I got to thank her. I stole her whole face.
Look, thank you, mama. Thank you,
mama.
Height from?
My dad's 6'8".
Okay.
Okay. My dad's 6'8". My mom's 5'10". And so my dad, one time I was in the WNBA. I love this story. My dad was walking behind me and he was like, Miss Ashley. I was like, yeah. He had come to see me play. He goes, God knew what he was doing when he made you. And I was like, Daddy, dang, that's why I act the way I act. You know, like, it was so sweet.
I remember this also. Weren't you a state 400 meter champ also?
Well, I did the 800 meter relay, and I did high jump in state. And my high school track coach was an All-American at Texas Tech. And my basketball coach was a great guy, but you know, he was kind of chill, easy, you know, don't make life too hard for you. She made me run track. And that's the year I got recruited by everybody. Cause I went into the summer eating, you know, like running on folks and running. And when you can run, jump, it's easy in high school.
6'5"?
Yeah, you 6'5". It was just easy. And I was in shape. So I was never tired that summer. So yeah. Yeah, I did do track. My mom just said it when she was here. My mom she gives backhanded compliments like, you should have done track. You would have made it bigger. Like, damn, I would have made it bigger. Okay, mother, that we'll just have to leave that one for, you know, I don't know. I just didn't do it.
So quick question. This is my last one. So like, you know, you said UCLA, you know, was pretty close. If you remember, who were the top two outside of UCLA and Tennessee? Like who almost got you?
Texas almost got me. Texas, Karen Aston was the assistant coach. Jody Conrad was the head coach. So Karen was the post coach. So she was doing most of the recruiting. Pat made me go on my Tennessee visit last because I was going to go Texas last. And she was like, no, come Tennessee last. Because I wasn't going to commit before I went to either one of those. So it was between UCLA, Texas Tech, but really Tennessee and Texas. And I went on my visit to Texas and I was like, okay, this will be dope. I'm from Texas. They were on the up and up. But when I went to Tennessee, you have a meeting with coach as your last like little thing. And that woman looked at me with them blue eyes and she was like, are you going to come play for your coach? And I was like, yes. And I said, freaking yes. Right there. I committed. She looked me dead in my eyes. It did not blink, did not look away, and just had those baby blues just staring me down. Are you going to come play for your coach? And it was like, damn right, I'm going to come play for you. I couldn't say no. Pat turned it out for my visit. My visit, as anybody that was at Tennessee in 1999, when I went on my visit, it is one of the most infamous visits ever. Was 1999? Yeah. Infamous. Like
Nine out of 2000.
she had all the people there, like all the guys there, all the hot guys. She told them, make sure you're at this party. She gave the girls, they can like they can pay for the recruits to be entertained and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Kyra Elzy, head coach at Kentucky, she threw it's the best party I went to all of my collegiate years. Ask anybody that was there. That recruiting visit, Ebony Hoffman was there too. So it was me, my visit, and Ebony Hoffman's visit. It's infamous. It went down. It was one of the most funnest times I ever had. Every hot guy that went to Tennessee at the time was there. And I was like, whoa, this is what college is like? All these 6'8" fine guys, and we having a good time. And I went there, but that's Pat. She made sure they turned it out and had a recruiting visit that fit my personality.
Dang, you was on the squad with Kyra and Meek and Samika that last year, their senior year.
Yep,
Oh
and
my God.
I played against Tamika my freshman year in high school. I got to play against her in volleyball and then basketball, of course. And I literally followed her up to Tennessee, like she was always an inspiration from then. And, she would do her public speaking about her hearing impairment and stuff. But yeah, I got to play with Ace, Catch, Samika Randall, and Kyra Elzy my freshman year. They were our seniors.
The good those were the days.
I mean, those are the days, and they're infamous, all of them are infamous. And like watching them on Instagram, like Ace has a daughter that is the bomb in soccer. And Elsie has her sweet little son, Jackson, and Catch is happily married with her tea shop and doing her thing. And yeah, it was that was a good group. Samika's head coach at Winthrop, just a good group to be a part of. And they're all doing so good in life.
Because I know you probably was jumping up and down when Kyra won the SEC title.
You know what? I was so excited for LZ. I mean, for being a Black woman, and it's a different time. Like, we can talk about being Black more now, right, and it's accepted. And it's not like we're complaining, but seeing her brown face, we call each other little Black girl, seeing that little Black girl win an SEC championship and just do her thing, I was so proud of her. But Coach was one of the first people to really talk about race in sports to me, because she would get hate mail for all the Black people she had on her team. And, really? Think about it. Sometimes Coach would go out there with all 5 girls starting Black. That was frowned upon. And that's the part about Tennessee in the South that people don't want to talk about. But she told me, and this is a quote, I have never won a championship without sisters. And so I don't know why they think I'm going to do it now. And she's like, screw them people. I'm going to keep on getting sisters on my team, because that's what I want. And that's what I win with. And I messed with it, because she could have done something different, but she didn't. She's like, screw y'all. If I want to start 5 Black girls, I'm going to start 5 Black girls. And if that means you're not going to come to the game, don't come to the game. Period.
Look, Pat's ahead of a time. Like, we always thank her so much, because like I tell Pat like every day, like, Pat gave me one of my best friends, like him, like he's one of my closest friends. Like, she gave me my brother. And it's just like, just to sit up here, like, she created this moment. Like, I love it.
She's legend. And I just think that I don't know many people that play for her I don't know anybody that played for her that don't respect her. Mm-hmm. But I still feel like if somebody didn't like her, they probably was soft and wasn't cut out to be at Tennessee in the first place. They didn't deserve her. And that's just the way I feel about that. She was a dope woman, and she was a dope coach. And she made us better. She expected you to be the best. She expected you to act like you were the best. And did she have favorites? No. But did she like people that went out there and could Get stuff done? Yes. So when you were getting stuff done, she loved you. And when you weren't getting stuff done, she was tougher. That's all. Like it should be.
Look, nothing come easy. You don't go to y'all who out there. You don't, because I'm not gonna count that Sweet 16. You don't play in 2 national title games and go to 3 Final Fours with the soft coach. Just saying.
You don't. And even that year, that wasn't because she got out coached. That's because we went out there and dropped an egg against Xavier that year that they beat us. Embarrassing
I
like that. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, she was like, what the? She was really like, what the hell are y'all doing? Like, this is ridiculous. And I think we may have had practice when we got back to Knoxville off of that loss. I'm surprised she didn't make us walk back.
I mean, it went back and forth, back and forth. Y'all had to lead, and I was just like, I remember, I was just like, I'm ready for this to be over. But like when, you know, it was over in Tennessee and when I was like, oh, I still can't watch. Okay, we're gonna change.
That was embarrassing. Like at the time, that was probably like the worst that Tennessee had done under Pat. So it was just like you didn't want to be a part of that. But we did bounce back. And I know Shira's group ended up going to 4 Final Fours. So we did bounce back to get into the Final Four back to back to back to back. But we lost all 3 to UConn, which is why, you know, we hate UConn so much.
I don't like them at all. I don't like them. I don't like them at all. I have nothing. I'm gonna keep my comments to myself. But you know, you were speaking of Shira's class. I'm done. I'm done after this. It was a girl that was in Shira's class.
I'm not in a rush.
Courtney.
Mm-hmm.
Courtney. Okay.
Courtney Young.
Courtney Young. Yes. Okay. If she would have stayed at Tennessee, what impact would she had?
I mean, think about it. Courtney was like, there was Diana and Courtney, you know, they played on the same AAU team. So I've known Courtney as long as I've known Diana. I think about those things, but I also think about, and hear me out with this. Yes, if Courtney would have stayed, but what if Catch wouldn't have tore her ACL my freshman year? What if I wouldn't have tore my ACL in the summer going into my sophomore year? Gwen Jackson got hurt that year. What if Lori Moore wouldn't have tore her ACL my senior year? You know, like there's a lot of what ifs, and a lot of people can say, dang, UConn just got the best of y'all. But in the Final Four, we didn't go into one Final Four with a 100% healthy team. Mm-hmm. And that really, really, really hurt us. Like not having Lori as our point guard hurt. Catch tearing her ACL my freshman year hurt us. Me getting hurt, me tearing my ACL at basketball camp, the summer going into my sophomore year, that freaking hurt us because I didn't come. My knee wasn't 100. My knee's still not 100. You know, so it just sucks. But all those what ifs, we still got there, and I just think, dang, if we could have figured it out, especially my senior year, because we were down by 20 and we came all the way back, but it was just too much climb.
I just knew y'all was gonna come back and win that game too. I was like, oh, they coming back, man.
It was 0-3 for me because I remember y'all had went to stores and y'all, I was just like, oh, they about to win. I was like, you know, we're gonna get our league back. Because I'm gonna say this, one of my favorite games ever is that 0-3 Final Four against Duke when Gwen just said, no, not today.
Oh yeah, not today, Duke.
And so I remember like, I said, okay, we're gonna get it against UConn. We're gonna get it against UConn in 5 points, like 5 points.
Yeah, man. But that's still like, even that year, and I'm not making excuses, I'm just telling y'all the ins and outs, like stuff that people may not know. Like right before going into the NCAA tournament, I had a minor heart surgery. And when I say minor, they had to put me to sleep, zap my heart, burn this fiber in my heart. So like even little stuff like that affects the team. Like when you're talking about like why players not balling like they need a ball mentally, I was like, fuck, I really had heart surgery. You know, I'm trying to come back from that stuff. So those are the things about going to Tennessee that those Final Fours, we really weren't healthy. We really had a lot of stuff going on where people were injured or just not healthy. And then when you get there, you know, UConn wasn't playing no games. Like, you know, Gino, as much as people could not like him, he was my USA basketball coach when I was the under 19s or whatever, whenever we played. He's such an a-hole at times, he makes you better. He can piss you off enough to make you just go out there and just say, I'm about to shut you the hell up. And when you would do it, he'd be like, now that's the player that Pat Summitt probably wants. And you're like, oh. And he would always tell me that Lori Moore was prettier than me. That was his thing. I was the second prettiest on the team. He would tell me this before the game. Hey, you're the second prettiest on the team. And I'd be like, who's number one? He'd be like, Lori Moore. He loved her. But she came to Tennessee, didn't go to UConn.
Exactly. Ha ha, Gino.
Okay, I have one more. Speaking of Final Fours, you know, Kelly Harper, excuse me, she done did her thing in the portal. They got an all-star cast now. Do you think this team is a Final Four or bust team? You know, as fans, we've been waiting. I don't want to put too much pressure on them, but I'm kind of excited.
I'm not gonna put any pressure on Kelly. I took my little AAU team up there to support Tennessee a couple of years ago. So she was so gracious and so nice. I think she did a great job in the portal. And I think if any team is gonna be a Final Four team, it's gonna be this next team. So I just hope that they all are buying into. I mean, she was coached by Pat and she won a lot of championships with Pat. And that goes a long way. Like, I'm sure if Coach was still alive, you know, she would be right there in Kelly's ear. She probably in her ear in her dreams, you know. You never know what Kelly pulling out that Pat Summitt bag. Being a point guard for Coach, you have to be a smarter. It probably made her a great coach. So I'm going to support the Kelly era at Tennessee. And I'm going to say that if the players come to play, I know she's going to have them ready. I know she is. She come from Coach. So I know she is.
She come from prime stock.
You know, like you can't stop that. And I mean, it was a lot of people hating on her at the beginning. She's not gonna do good. She's coming from here. She's coming from there. What's Tennessee gonna do? She went and got all those kids in this portal. Amen to the portal. You know, I hate the portal, but amen to the portal when it comes to Tennessee this year or next year.
And the years after that.
And the years after that. But I really hope the players can go. Once they get to Tennessee, I hope they can stay because it's a pride in your school. Like we're here with the WIN program at Nike. We're all Nike employees. We all plan on retiring from Nike one day, hopefully. But yesterday on Tuesday, we were sitting me, Shira, Snow, and Carla McGee. We were all sitting at our Lady Vol table. And there's a pride in that we went to a school. And trust and believe, if these kids if they're transferring now, they would have been out of Tennessee with Coach. Like I'm glad it wasn't a portal because I may have had to dip because she would be wearing me out some years. But you know, it's just the pride of like playing for like that type of program. And I just hope that it works out for these kids whenever they do transfer to Tennessee and they can get that love that Tennessee gives you. You know, so. We're gonna see, but we didn't have a portal. So, but like we said, thank God for the portal for the Lady Vols now.
Before we go, is there any shows you watching? Like, do you watch P Valley? Or you just too busy as a mom?
Oh no, I make time for TV. It's one of my favorite things to do is watch TV. I'm really onto I have a love affair with the Real Housewives, all of them. I love them. So Atlanta's back on right now. Beverly Hills is on right now, and Dubai is on right now. Dubai is getting kind of
money.
Oh, they got a lot of money over there.
Money.
I watch P Valley, but I want like 2 or 3 episodes so I can like binge those 3, and then I'll be able to take a break and get on. But I watch a lot of things. P Valley is one of them I'm going to get into. I loved Bridgerton. I liked the first season better than the second season. The second season just seemed kind of forced to me, but it was cool to see, you know, now they brought into the brown people, you know, right. So it's like, okay, brown people. But I am like, and if I had to do all over again, I may have majored in forensics at Tennessee because that's a big forensics school and you see it. I watch ID Channel, HLN, Snap. Right here. I'm obsessed with it. I prepare for moments that I'm just not the likely 6'5", 220. I don't think I'm gonna be getting stuffed in any cars or anything like that anytime soon, but I am prepared if he wants to try it. So yeah, I watch all the true crime TV shows. First 48.
Because I'm like, I watched all the first 48. I watched Paula Zahn. Like, you got
Paula Zahn.
We be imitating Candace DeLong.
Candace DeLong is funny with them eyes.
Because if there was anything she wanted, she was gonna get it, and she refused for you to tell her no.
Yes.
Zombie over there, the sadistic killer, the brazen attack.
Yep.
Okay, so
I won't tell y'all. I'm not gonna say which friend. I ain't gonna say that. One of my friends' kids, ain't nobody here, no Lady Ball's kids I'm talking about, but one of my friends' kids said they like killing bugs and pulling the heads off. And I was like, oh man, on all my serial killer stuff, that's how I start. That's what I was thinking. But
you gotta watch him. I watch him with stuff.
Don't keep my eye on him.
Okay, so you said you watched the Housewives of Atlanta. Are you happy Marlo got her peach now, or after the last couple episodes?
Did you watch the last episode?
When
Marlo was going in on Candy. First of all, I love Candy, so I was not.
Candy is money.
Candy is money. But the way Marlo just went in and Sheree was agreeing, I was like, now that's why Marlo should have been and had a peach. And she's bringing it. But my favorite addition is Sonya. I just think Sonya is so funny because whenever she was talking about Drew, and Drew went to go work out with Sonya, that was a real elite athlete talking to somebody about like, girl, ain't nobody trying to do no workouts, dropping in with Drew. I like Sonya. She brings the drama, and she's went to Texas and all that kind of stuff. So
I love Sonya too, but I feel like when she was explaining to Drew why she was mad, I was like, just get to it. She like went all around the bush, and she had me confused.
She was stretching. I think she just needed to say like Drew getting on her nerves, and the reason why she getting on her nerves versus like she shouldn't have made it a big deal, but it's TV. So I'm sure she was trying to, get her some TV time, start her a little drama. You're not going to make it if you just get along with everybody, and you got to go. And her husband's so fine.
My sister had like 10 times each episode. That's why I hate watching it with her, because she said like at least 10 times. I'm like, he married.
Well, he is fine, but I mean, Sonya know he fine. Right. Mauricio, Kyle Richards' husband, he was the finest, and I'm like, nah, Ross about to take over the fine husband.
Apollo was the finest. I
forgot about
Apollo was the finest.
He was incredible.
He's still out there. Apollo, look, you got two single. You probably gonna choose Ashley, but
But he may not.
Okay, did you feel bad when Sheree got stood up?
First of all, I think Sheree is so beautiful, and not that you can't be with a guy that's been locked up, but I just feel like Sheree can go get her somebody like that ain't been through all of that. I just don't understand why she's waiting for him.
Yeah, have we really seen Sheree with anybody that was worth looking at?
No, we have not. But I felt bad when she was sitting there looking like a star, crying in the cold in Philadelphia. Like, she needs to break up with him, but she's going to give him another chance. I just can tell.
So who was your all-time favorite housewife?
Nene.
Okay.
Nene Leakes. That's my girl. She is so funny to me. Nene, like, I almost stopped watching Atlanta when she didn't come back. I almost stopped watching it. I'm glad I didn't, but it still don't have the same effect as when Nene was on there. She's so funny to me.
I feel the same way about Phaedra. Phaedra, I miss you.
You love some Phaedra?
I love me some Phaedra.
I love Phaedra too, but the way she did Candy, that was low.
Yeah, she was wrong for that, but I was team Phaedra. The Southern Belle that still had, her little wild side to I love Phaedra.
Yeah. I mean, Phaedra used to be lying. Like, even about the baby. Like, girl, we know that
it wasn't none of their business.
We know you was getting down with Apollo before. Come on, Faye.
It wasn't none of their business. Phaedra and Monique Samuels. Those are my top two.
See, I've been watching Monique on Love and Marriage DC. So Love and Marriage Huntsville might be my favorite reality show because for some reason, I just don't think it's scripted. Like, sometimes I think Housewives be scripted. Love and Marriage Huntsville be having me like gagged, like, oh.
So who are you team on? Who are you team on Love and Marriage Huntsville?
Okay, first of all, Martell Hope, he is so fine to me, but Melody, she finer than him. So I'm team Melody. So if I have to be on any team, I'll be team Mel.
Okay.
I like Mel a lot. She's like my favorite, but I just don't like all the drama right now. Like I want her, I like when she kind of like Queen Bee, get along with everybody, but she kind of been fussing with some folks. But I'm team Mel.
Do you think Marcel was cheating?
Yes. Yes. And what's her name? His wife's name?
Tisha.
Tisha? If Tisha is watching this, Tisha gets on my nerves sometimes because I'm like, Tisha, stop being mad at everybody for telling you what they done heard and saw.
You stop telling me that Marcel was cheating because Marcel was not cheating. Marcel was not cheating. Like she be ready to cry every episode. Like she be ready to cry every episode.
Yeah. Her mama.
Her mom is the problem though. That's who Marcel need to be mad at, is the mama, because the mama is always saying stuff. I like Tisha. I just don't, and I'm sure she's a strong woman, but she comes off as weak on the show. And it's something about that I just don't relate to. I just want her to be a little bit like, I love that she old school, take care of your man and all that. I love all that, but you are a boss. Stop acting like you not no boss, and stop letting this man tell you these tall tales. Now, I hope the man not cheating, but her family went in on him, but I still feel like they could have went in even harder. But Tisha would be the one that gets on my nerves the most because I can't stand when women come off as weak.
Because Kiki was about to drop something. That's when Marcel was like, if you open your mouth, I'll burn all this down. I swear, I was just like, he knows something about Kiki and Kiki knows something about him. Maybe they've been cheating with each other. Ooh.
Let Kiki speak. Let me hear what Kiki got though, because Marcel, he gets on my nerves because he's like a male chauvinist and I can't stand that.
Me either.
Yeah, it's like so annoying, male chauvinist. I almost called him a pig.
And he plays so many mind games with Tisha.
He do. He don't never answer the question. He just come back with another question.
Yeah, and Tisha fine. She can go find her somebody. She got that chocolatey skin, got a good body. She can go find her anybody. And she's a boss. She actually, like, when Marcel tells her accomplishments, I'm like, wow, Tisha. But we talking like we know Tisha. But Tisha, if you need a friend to pump you up, girl, call me, because
all us here for you.
Yeah, but I'm team Mel out of all them. I just think she's so pretty.
I'm team Mel. I like Destiny too. I want Destiny to get her stuff. I like Destiny too. I like Destiny.
I just don't like Destiny and Mel arguing, because then it's like, I'm team Mel, so Des.
But what are you arguing about though? That's the whole thing. I'm just like, what are y'all arguing about? Like,
I don't know what they're arguing about. It's basically Destiny became friends with Tisha, and Mel is like, no. Because Mel really don't want nobody being friends with Tisha, which isn't right. I don't agree with Mel on that. Like, everybody can be friends. Tisha needs strong women to be friends with.
Right.
Because her cousin is shady as hell.
I would have fought my cousin if my cousin was doing stuff like that to me. Like, I will uncousin you. Like, if any of my cousins out here, if y'all ever tried it, I ain't even got to pop these nails out. Try me if you want to. Try it.
My cousins would have fought everybody in that room as soon as they brought my name up, even if my cousins was pissed at me. My cousins would have been fighting, because I know they first cousins because they favor, you know? So my first cousins would have been fighting. Somebody started talking crap. I don't care if we just got into an argument. The one thing you're not going to do is try to talk about my cousin in front of me. You better wait till I'm gone. So that part, the cousin, that's the one I can't stand. I don't even want her to get no TV time, because I want to believe she's doing it for TV, and that's just it's shady. You don't do that to your family. I don't care how mad you are with your cousin.
This is by far like my favorite interview. Like,
I don't even think
I'm gonna edit none of this. I'm just gonna let this whole thing just run as it is. Like,
we haven't said anything crazy. Not yet, at least. Yeah.
At all.
I just want to thank you, because everybody don't answer their DMs or want to be on TV, on the internet. But I really enjoyed this. I want to say thank you. Keep doing what you're doing. I be watching you on Instagram. I don't be stalking. You're doing a great job as a mother, as a coach, and you're a working woman. So keep doing what you're doing, and we root for you. We cheer for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I want to thank you too, Ashley, because you did not have to answer my DM. You did not. I really didn't even think you were going to answer it at all. So when I woke up that morning, I was just like, oh my God. Like, she said yes. And like, I was, thank you so much. Like, just to sit up here and just be talking to a Pat Summitt era Lady Vol is just like a dream come true. Like, people have like their celebrities, but do y'all know, like, to us, y'all were truly celebrities to us.
I love that.
Like,
I love
Now
that.
you are a cousin.
Yep, now we cousins. So nobody better not try to talk about y'all to me because they will get cussed. But I really respect what you guys are doing because it's important. Like what I'm learning in sneaker culture, and when we're going out here and we're talking about sneakers, storytelling is important. And when people don't know the history of things, they sometimes don't get it. And when you give them a little bit of history, they get it. So like there is a whole Pat era of Lady Vols. And that is why that's why the orange is so important. That's why the orange is so proud. So, I respect you guys for just keeping those Lady Vols uplifted, and it's easy to not focus on them because they aren't considered like a championship team, and you still bringing attention to Lady Vols. And Lady Vols is big for Title IX, big for women's basketball. And the fact that we're still called the Lady Vols, you don't really hear a lot of teams called Lady nothing anymore. So I respect what you guys are doing. No, I respect what you're doing. And I watched the interviews. I watched some of your interviews before, and I just thought it was good to give those girls that platform because they will be professionals one day, and being able to talk into a camera, articulate, this is what's worked for me for almost 2 years on Zoom. So I just love what you guys are doing. And I can't wait until y'all can do this like in person with people, because I know y'all's energy is ridiculous in person. Like we probably wouldn't stop this interview if it was in person. Like I'd be like, well, let's
Thank you, Ashley. Thank
Really
you.
appreciate that. Yeah.
We greatly appreciate it.
We met each other off a Tennessee group chat. And then we met a couple of times at that Tennessee game. She done came out to Cali. I still ain't made it to Texas yet, but Tennessee really brought us together. So for you to say that, that means a lot. Yes.
That's awesome. That's awesome to know that it brought y'all together. I mean, I have some of my real life best friends are Lady Vols. So I still talk to Tasha Butts every day. I still talk to Shira Eli every day. And I talk to Dominique Redden. Those are the 3 Lady Vols I talk to every day. And now Michelle Snow and I work together. So, and we were same position at Tennessee. Then when we played together in WNBA, of course, we were the same position. And now at Nike, out of all the freaking jobs at Nike, we get put on the same team, same role. So we're teammates again. So she's just that example of somebody that's looks like me, tall, brown like me, tall like me. But we definitely self-express totally different. Yeah, she's awesome.
Hey.
I will. And Snow, she's doing a lot of great things in the community. She won't mind me saying this, but she has a daughter. She adopted a little girl as a baby. And that little girl is now 21 years old, graduated from college, and Snow's gonna be a grandma.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah. So we gonna call her Nana.
Nana Snow.
Nana Snow. And I don't know if y'all follow her on social media, but one of her sisters just got married and she put on a dress, and my gosh, like I worked so hard to get this together. Snow goes and puts on a freaking dress and look like Miss America. She looked gorgeous, like a model. Beautiful. Yeah. So
I love it.
Yeah.
Michelle, come on. Nana Snow, you could be next on our hit us up.
What is Latoya up to?
Toya, she was living in, I think, Georgia, and she just moved to the DMV area. I think she might be in Virginia. And she's just doing good in her career. I forgot. Toya told me what she did, but I don't even know what she does for a living, but she's doing good in that career. And, she's stylish. Have you seen her? She's stylish as hell. Oh, her outfits. Toya could be she could be styling people right now because she has that stud GQ type and everything. Like she looks so good in all her pictures.
You wearing them suits like Nia Bus do? Because Nia Bus be sharp.
Nia Bus does be sharp.
Nia Bus be sharp.
Yes. Nia Butts is funny. We always thought her and Tasha Butts had to be family, but they're not. They're not related at all.
Not at all.
Not at all. We just asked Tasha that the other day. Shara was like, "Are you and Nia Butts related?" After all these years, we still asking, "Are you sure y'all aren't related?" Like, and Tasha was like, "No, there's a lot of butts in Georgia, but there are a lot of butts surname in Georgia."
Okay.
Yeah, there are a lot of butts in Georgia though.
I love it. Ashley, check this once
Man,
again.
but
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Like, this is like one of my happiest.
Thanks for having me. We'll get you some of those OG Lady Vols on here. I mean, at least my little friend group, I'll get on their nerves for you and make them come on, because it's important that, you know, your audience, the audience that you have, it's important that they get the old school era, and we are old school, and people will forget if we don't tell them the story. So I just like to hear them do interviews, because I know I will learn a lot that I didn't know. So yeah.
thank you so much. Enjoy your dinner.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all. We'll see them.
Bye, Ash.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye.
Y'all, did y'all enjoy that interview or what? Because like I left the interview feeling like I was talking to my cousin. Like, did she give us a compliment? Did she say she respect what we doing? Like,
I mean, you got the Tennessee Lady Vols, you got the Tennessee Lady Vols fan base. It's all a family, you know. So it makes sense that we cousins, because you know we family. We fam up in here. So yeah, you know, yeah, that is our cousin. Y'all, we truly enjoy doing this. This is like one of the best, like one of my favorite interviews. I ain't gonna say the best, because everybody run their own little flair, but this is one of my faves. Guys, if y'all truly enjoyed it, you know, let us know down in the comments how much y'all enjoyed it, and kind of, you know, give us a couple of hints of who y'all want to see next. You know, hey, as of right now, the possibilities are endless possibilities on who we can get. Just saying.
and I just want to say thank you to Ashley Robinson once again. We really had a great time. Like, big cousin, tell Nike that I said we need them black uniforms now.
Definitely need them black uniforms. Definitely. Don't skip out on the blue either. Make sure it's lots of blue up in there. Don't skip it on the blue. You know, speaking of merchandise, guess what? We were fortunate enough to receive a custom tumbler from Majesticmeltz. She is a homegrown company fresh out of New Orleans, Louisiana. Has wonderful tumblers, also wonderful air fresheners, room sprays, candles, and all that, handcrafted in New Orleans, Louisiana. You can find her on Instagram at Majesticmeltz. That's Meltz with a Z. You see this bedazzle, got the balls on it. Turn it around. Got the Nkechi. I love it. Got a little basketball on the top. You know, because, you know, your girl is a big hoop fan. So, you know, I love it. So, like I said, hit her up on Instagram at Majesticmeltz. Guys, like I said, you know, I hope you truly did enjoy the video. This interview, we truly enjoyed filming this for y'all. And it was just a whole cut up. Guys, if this is your first time watching us and you enjoyed it, go ahead and like and click and hit the subscribe button. If you are a returning user, thank you so much for your support and viewership. I promise, guys, we are not going to let y'all down with these interviews. We're going to get them. We're going to get them in and get them done. And before we go, what we always say?
No excuses.
And beauty is an attitude. Good night, y'all. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you.
Give me some Nikes, some gear.
Okay.